Good evening, everyone. Hello, guys, and let's discuss about a movie which we watched in the last week. So this movie was very interesting, and I think that this phrase will be good in this film. And this phrase by a great philosopher, and it sounds like "own your time" or "time will own you." And in this film, we noticed a main key philosophical ideas, and first is hedonism.
So in hedonism, happiness is determined by means of pleasure and pain. In order to achieve the main state of happiness, every hero went through some kind of struggle. And as example, Waymond, husband of the main character, used to be a person who tries to find a better way in every situations and who tries to get happiness to his life. No matter how hard it was for him to solve problems, even with bad marriage and world apocalypse.
So now, let's talk about moral philosophy in this movie. Well, there was a moment when main character was in the discussion to save her daughter or save the universe, where she preferred to save her daughter. Meanwhile, her dad decided to kill her to save the universe. And this moment don't give exact answers, but gives us questions about moral sides of the situation. Can people be objective or not? Would we try to save what is important for you, or should we just work for the purpose of majority?
Next idea that I will discuss is Schopenhauer's pessimism. With regard to this story, life is disappointing and full of struggle. The main character, Evelyn, is overwhelmed by her life. Terrified, she perceives her life as meaningless and finds it as a constant struggle.
In order to Nietzsche's ideas, Evelyn eventually tries to control everything to get power, and in her life, in her job, in her work, and about people that surround by. And in order to that, we can say about Nietzsche's ideas of nihilism, and there she tries. As we can see and observe her life, we can say that she have not meaning of her life, which means nihilism.
I noticed the basic concepts of Taoism, which is yin and yang, that are present in the bagel and in the Google Eye. So the bagel here is the negative and black hole, which is the representative of yin, because the bagel itself was made by joy out of her sufferings and out of her negative emotions. But the googly eyes are completely different. They can be seen as the antithesis to the bagel, because googly eyes, as Waymond usually would use it as the symbol of happiness, as a symbol of something positive. And this is the young in the movie. And Evelyn used the Google eyes when she was fighting with her opponents. She used the Google eye and put it on the foreheads of her opponents and got into their souls to heal their wounds. And as soon as she healed their wounds, her opponents became neutral, and this generally helped her to win the fight.
Also, I noticed a way of Buddhism, and Buddhism claims that suffering arises from desire. The main way in Buddhism is don't be tied with the material things, like Evelyn as the main character. For example, Evelyn in this movie very tied with material thing. For example, with taxes, with her laundry, and don't pay attention to her daughter, to her family. But in Buddhism, happiness is a spiritual connection, and at the end, when she tried to understand her daughter, her family, she finds happy. So And we can add also that life generally suffer, and we suffer more as we try to stop it. And the key of happiness in this way that we need to stop it. For example, like Joy wanted to go to the jumping into a bagel and try to end her suffer.
Yes, now let's dwell on different philosophers and how would they solve the issue if they faced it. First and foremost, we have the ideas of Wu Wei, which was presented by Lao Tzu. In his idea, he simply says that if we have some kind of chaos in our life, we must perceive the situation and act on the basis of the situation and try to make reasonable solutions when it comes to solving the issues. That's why I believe that if Lao Tzu would give advice to Evelyn, he would certainly mention his idea of Wu Wei, which means doing nothing but acting on the flow of life that she had at that time. Second, we also have the ideas of Confucius. Confucius, in his philosophy, if you remember, he mentions about humanism. This idea simply says that human rationality, human mind, and human reason has the capability of solving different issues. That's why I believe that he would certainly say to Evelyn to use her own mind and abilities to solve the issue. On top of that, we also have ideas from Socrates. His idea here simply know thyself. Our main character, as you have noticed, she doesn't examine her life. In order to examine her life, she must know about herself, her interests, and her abilities in general. That's why I believe that he would certainly offer her to learn about herself, not only about the environment that she's surrounded by, but about her own inner self in order to reconcile this inner and external life. When it comes to Aristotle, we remember that Aristotle says, in order to reach eudaimonia, he says that we must have external things such as social and economical factors. That's why I reckon that Aristotle would offer this kind of maybe changing her job in order to find this financial condition in which she can find it. Also, last but not least, we can also mention about Buddhism. As you've already mentioned, Buddha would say that he would agree that life is struggle, but he also would offer different ways of getting out of this struggle, because every struggle has causes, and these causes may lead us to find solutions to this.
So, about the lessons that we can get from this movie. First of all, it is about our life decisions. I mean that no matter how bad situation is or seems to be, we can always find a way through this. Also, this movie can show us how to appreciate our lives, no matter how hard they are. And of course, it's about the fact that our life is our book that written by us. So all the main decisions and all the responsibility for it on us. I mean, there's million universities and possible lives that we could get, and we should be sure that we won't regret about our own. This movie is more deeply than you can think, and I believe that everybody, after watching it, can not only change his view, but only change the world around him. Thank you very much, everybody.